What's up, folks? How we doing? Thanks for checking out the video. In this one, we're going to go over the big striper run on Chattahoochee. So this is a long strip of river. The water gets pretty deep in a lot of these spots too, and it's a great spot to, or a great stretch to do some big fish fishing, some big game fishing. I'm talking about striped bass. They get big. They migrate up from Lake West Point into the Chattahoochee River, and the farthest they can get in the river is Morgan Falls. So this is a big fish stretch of river, but this river comes with its hazards as well too, and we're going to get into all that. So what we're looking at here, I'll go ahead and turn the road view on. Atlanta, Georgia. Turn that road view off again. And we're talking about Powers Island, Pace's Mill, and the Hooch boat ramp. So as you can see, this is super long, and it runs right through Atlanta. So a lot of this river is inaccessible. During high rain periods of the year, you can get into some pretty funky water here as well too, as far as E. coli levels, pollution levels, because there's just so many people crowded around this part of the river. But nonetheless, there are bass in here, and there are striper in here, and they get pretty big. This is a long float. This is all day. If you were to put in at the Pace's Mill boat ramp in a kayak and go all the way down to the Hooch boat ramp, we're talking about a 8-hour float, possibly longer. Also, there is just a lot of congestion in this area as well too. So I would recommend not kayaking in this area. I would recommend, if you have access to a small river boat, John boat, jet boat, that sort of thing, this is going to be perfect if you want to chase striper on the Chattahoochee. So Pace's Mill boat ramp. It's right behind this little shopping center here. There's a little boat area back in here where a lot of people will park and launch into the river. Y'all know my stance on the Chattahoochee River. Don't get out in anyone's backyard. Stay on the river. It's okay to get out on like rocks or shoals and fish, but be respectful of other people's property, and also wear your life jacket while you're out here. So as you can see, this is some pretty deep stuff. These little shoals aren't too bad. They're actually not as bad as they look in this picture right here. A lot of boats just jet right up through there, no problem. There's a bunch of little creeks, feeder creeks, that feed off into the river, and you always want to turn the roads back on so we know where we're at. Always want to spend a little extra attention throwing lures at the mouths of these creeks. Here, this is Marietta Boulevard. As you can see, there's tons of bridges, industrial areas back in here. These areas are great striper territory. These little shoals right here, this is a fantastic striper fishing spot because these shoals will slow them down just a little bit. They'll stack up in here or stack up in here, waiting for fish to come down. Or I've even heard that the striper on the Chattahoochee are quite partial to crawfish as well too. So always keep a little crawfish bait, imitation bait on board with you. But this industrial area is great for striper. You get in this area, anchor up, and I believe you can, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you can fish for live bait, fish with live bait, gizzard, shad, that sort of thing, in this particular stretch of the river. Chattahoochee Trail Park right here. I do not believe there's a ramp on the Chattahoochee Trail Park. We're going to look. I don't believe there is. I've only been out here a couple times, and that was by boat. Yeah, no ramp here. So as we go on down, this is South Cobb Drive. Also, keep make a note above South Cobb Drive, between Marietta Boulevard, is great striper fishing. right in here. So as we're going to go on down, Riverview Industrial Park. And full disclosure, I mean, this stretch of the river, it can get rough down there too. You may see, you may see homeless people out there. You may see people that are up to no good. So just always be careful and keep your head on a swivel, as our old football coach used to say when you're down here. Six Flags, the river runs right by Six Flags. This is another good area. There's Highway 20, another good area for striper. Basically, what makes a good area for striper fishing on the Chattahoochee River is lots of deep water. You can anchor up on top of deep water and float some baits or float some lures back down into those deep channels. You've got a good shot at catching fish. But if you've got a riverboat, jet boat, john boat, I mean, you'll have room for some electronics as well too. So, you can see the fish, especially if you have side scan, something like that, and you're cruising up the river. Buzzard's Roost Island. Be sure that you go right. I'm sorry. If you're facing downstream, you go left. Last time we were here, I have been told that this section is impassable. With a kayak, you'll have to get out and pull. With a boat, you're not passing that in a boat. So make sure you go to the east side of Buzzard's Roost Island. So as we cruise on down a little bit, it's a lot of the same water. You're not going to get in any rapids a whole lot. There may be a shelf here or there, but for the most part, it's going to be that murky, deep water with fallen timber on all sides. As we go on down, we'll find the Hooch boat ramp. This is located on 166 Fairburn Road. There's a big park here, baseball fields and all that, and there's a ramp right here near the parking. So that's it. That's one of the better striper stretches on the Chattahoochee, but it's a long stretch. I do not think there's any boat ramps in between Paces Mill Road and the Hooch boat ramp down here. What this does is keeps a lot of people off the water. You're not going to get a lot of tubers or even kayakers in this stretch of the water, and especially through these industrial parks. It may be a little seedy, and there may be an extra element of danger around these areas, but nonetheless, it's a great striper fishery, something that those who know, and those who don't. So now you know. If you got any questions or comments, let me know. Be happy to help you out and answer those questions in the comments below. Please subscribe. Tide Lines, have a great day.